जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम उस्मान साहब, क्या मुझे सुन सकते हैं? हेलो उस्मान साहब, क्या मुझे सुन सकते हैं?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
वालेकुम सलाम। हमारे जो को होस्ट हैं वो थोड़े नेट स्लो चल रहा है, नेट इश्यूज की वजह से वो भी पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर पाए। जस्ट 1 मिनट को इंशाल्लाह स्टार्ट करते हैं। उस्मान साहब, क्या मुझे सुन सकते हैं?
वो लग रहा है म्यूट पे कुछ बोल रहे हैं।
जी उस्मान साहब।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
वालेकुम सलाम जी, शुरू कीजिएगा प्लीज।
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Usman Beg from the Department of Economics, Government Allama Iqbal Postgraduate College, Sialkot. I welcome you all on this webinar on the constraints to female labor force participation in Pakistan. Let me first introduce our distinguished guest speakers. First one, Dr. Mehri Mahmood. She is a postdoctoral research fellow in development economics at the Center for the Study of African Economies, University of Oxford. She has a PhD in economics from University of Kent. She works on the topics related to the development and behavioral economics with field experiments in Kenya, Pakistan, South Africa, and Uganda. Our second speaker will be Dr. Farah. She's assistant professor at the Lahore School of Economics and a research fellow at the Center for Research in Economics and Business. She also has a PhD in economics from the Lahore School of Economics. She works on the topics related to microfinance and gender in Pakistan. And here we are going to listen our guest speakers in this webinar on an important socio-economic issue, constraints to labor force participation, constraints to female labor force participation in Pakistan. Let me introduce this topic so that we may listen our distinguished guest speakers. According to the recent economic survey, Pakistan has the 9th largest labor force in the world. And also according to the Labor Force Economic Survey 2017 and 18, the total labor force was 60.5 million in Pakistan. and women constitute 48.4% of the country's total population. So if we look at the female labor force participation rate in Pakistan, and I am referring to the data from the World Bank, female labor force participation from 1990 to 2019, the average rate for Pakistan during that period was 18.2%, 18.21%. Minimum figure in 1995 is 12.51%, and also the maximum of 22% in the 2015. The latest value from 2019 is approximately 20%. And also when we look at the employment to population ratio, is 20% for female workers and 64% for the male workers. So these are the issues. We will listen to our guest speakers. What are the constraints to female labor force participation in Pakistan? I again welcome Dr. Mehreen Mahmood and Dr. Farah Saeed. Please continue this session. We have our BS Economics students, and also we have invited some other students from different colleges that they may also participate this session to listen you. Thank you. Please, you can start this, please. फुरकान साहब आप मुझे अनम्यूट कीजिएगा, आप मुझे अनम्यूट कीजिएगा और डॉक्टर महरीन महमूद को आप सॉरी मुझे म्यूट करें और उन्हें अनम्यूट करें ताकि वो प्रोसीड कर सकें।
Okay, thank you. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Sorry, my mute bit here and I couldn't unmute myself. Let me just quickly check if I'm able to share my screen.
Yes, you can share, ma'am.
ये नजर आ रहा है?
जी जी बिल्कुल आ रहा है।
Okay, great. Thank you so much, first of all, for arranging this, and thank you for the introduction, and thank you to all the participants who are here. I see कि सिर्फ ख़वातीन नहीं है, मर्द भी हैं, so which is equally important because as we'll see, a lot of the constraints have to do with men actually. Introduction to already करा दिया गया है. Farah and I will alternate, and basically the plan is to talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about female labor force participation rates, but अभी आपको already बता दिया गया है, लेकिन फिर भी थोड़ा बहुत in context of specifically young people क्या rates हैं और क्या differences हैं from other countries. We'll go into that and then into the constraints which will basically come from some surveys with women in Pakistan, but then also more broadly across the world क्या interventions की गई हैं in order to boost female labor force participation in developing countries again. And then finally, we'll talk a little bit about a project that we have ongoing with public colleges in Lahore, female undergraduates ke saath, and finally some resources that we put together. I think that there's going to be 10 minutes at the end for Q&A, but I think Farah and I are both also happy to take questions throughout. Agar koi especially clarifying question ho, you can use the Q&A, especially when either of us can monitor it and try to answer the questions. So as I said already, baat to ho gayi hai ki kya, so I can't really ask you kya khayal hai ki kya female labor force participation rate hai, but often people are not able to guess ki ye kitna low hai. The latest statistics sit somewhere between 22 to 25%. As Usman said कि 90s में early इससे भी बहुत कम था, तो it is gradually increasing, but it is still far below. अगर आप comparable countries को देखें, यानी कि other low and middle income countries, developing countries को, if you look at their example, this is still way lower than that. The average is around 47%. For other low and middle income countries, for example, Bangladesh, which is a very comparable country in terms of both our economies as well as the cultural setup of the countries, that's at much higher rate at 34%. What's even more important is that consistently Pakistan ranks very low in economic participation and opportunity for women. A couple of years ago when the report on global gender gap came out, I was actually honestly surprised that we are doing so poorly on economic participation for women. We're second last in a list of 144 countries worldwide. Very, very surprising. And what is important to highlight for the group that you all belong to is that even for women who have a higher education degree, the rate of participation is only 30%. So it's not कि जो 22% average है वो इसलिए है कि a lot of women don't, I mean, obviously, women who have a higher education degree are a very small percentage of the country. So you would imagine that they would have more opportunities to work or they would participate more. But that's not, unfortunately, the case in Pakistan. While 81% of the men participate in the labor force, only 30% are employed. And then zeroing in, as per the labor force survey, on your age group, so men and women who have a higher education degree and are between the ages of 25 and 35, 96% of the men are in fact employed and only 35% of the women are employed. So even आपके age group में आपकी education के उसमें भी ये rates काफी low हैं. So I'm going to hand it over to Farah, who's going to talk about some constraints that have been identified by women themselves in surveys in Pakistan.
Right, thank you, Mehreen, and thank you again to the organizers. I think this is an extremely relevant issue. As Mehreen and Dr. Osman has also discussed, that we do have a problem of extremely low economic participation by women. So it's something that we must start discussing formally now. Before I move further, again, either through your participation and if it's allowed to unmute your mics through that or through your chat, in the chat you can write down कि आपका क्या ख्याल है कि औरतों को आमतौर पे कौन सी constraints आती हैं, and उसके बाद I will obviously show कि हमने survey में हमें क्या नजर आया है, but just on the basis of your experience, आपको क्या लगता है कि जब कोई भी female, चाहे वो educated हो या uneducated हो, जब वो कुछ काम करने का सोचती तो उसको main constraints क्या आती होंगी? If I could just maybe wait for 2 minutes and while you give me your responses and then we'll move ahead.
आप में से जो आंसर करना चाहते हो अपना हैंड रेज कर सकता है.
Yeah, you can type Q&A के अंदर अगर आप.
हाँ जी, अगर आप आंसर करना चाहते हैं तो आप चैट बॉक्स में भी आंसर कर सकते हैं. जी, कोई पार्टिसिपेंट में से आंसर करना चाहे.
Especially the women in the audience, I mean, we're not saying this is the constraint you face, but in general, because we're talking about averages, in Pakistan or even specifically in Punjab.
या आपको क्या नजर आता है, आपका क्या एक्सपीरियंस रहा है?
आपके कॉलेज में आपको क्या लग रहा है कि क्या चीजें हैं जो आपके सीनियर्स को मसला आया हो, जो वो आपको बताती हैं और फिर आपको लग रहा हो कि ये this is an issue we need to also be, you know, very aware of.
And it might also be that you think that average women don't want to work, because our surveys tell us कि 82% औरतों ने हमें बताया था जब हमने उनसे पूछा लाहौर में, तो उन्होंने कहा हम तो काम करना चाहते हैं after we graduate. So मुझे वैसे ये याद दिला रहा है जब मैं पाकिस्तान में पढ़ाती थी और लोगों से सवाल करते थे और डेड साइलेंस होता था, इसलिए बिल्कुल वैसे ही एक्सपीरियंस है कि कोई जवाब नहीं देना चाहता. I thought कि चैट बॉक्स की वजह से कोई तो जवाब दे देगा, उनको बोलना नहीं पड़ेगा. लेकिन
चलिए ऐसा करते हैं कि हम आगे चलते हैं और maybe at the end, at the last 10 minutes, we can have this kind of a discussion. So Mehreen, if you can just go to the next slide. So what are the constraints? So iske liye I'll look at two different surveys. One of them is, yes, so we have one answer in the chat. This is parents don't want the women to work, which is actually, I mean, this is spot on. This is one of the biggest constraints we find. So here you have some reasons reported by a survey conducted by the government of Punjab. So this was done in 2017 and 18. The Punjab Commission on the Status of Women administered a survey with nearly 30,000 women across Punjab. So in all 36 districts, they did a representative sampling, and they asked them a number of questions about socioeconomic backgrounds and constraints. And one of the questions they asked was, when you have to work, if you're between the age of 15 to 64, what do you think that not just you, but women like you, what is the major constraint for them working? And as you can see over here, हम इनको broadly categorize कर सकते हैं these constraints into three. So one is mobility, right? It's difficult for women to actually go to the place of work itself, and that obviously plays a part in when they're deciding to which jobs to apply to as well. So here, if you look at transport, 34% have said transport. But if you also look at lack of accommodation, it's another 30%. This is basically also women who might see a job, but for that job they might need to move and they can't apply and they can't live alone, या फिर हो सकता है वहाँ पे family नहीं है, they can't live in that place, etc. जो भी. So these transport constraints and mobility constraints are a big constraint. The other thing is social pressures. So it might not be considered appropriate for women to work. It might not be considered something that the family considers appropriate, even if the society does. Or it might be something, where they feel that they have, as someone has very rightly pointed out, I think Zain is saying in the chat that there's a double burden, right? So you have to actually, constantly under that pressure that I have to make sure that the household is running smoothly. And while I'm working, these things should not be compromised, right? So that's a double burden. And for any human being, that's going to be too much. And so women might decide either on their own or their families might decide that this is not something that you should do. You should first take care of family responsibilities and then think about working. The third thing that people have pointed out also is the fact that we want to work and we're allowed to work. We just don't know where to apply to. So we might not have the skills for the jobs that we see. Or if we have the skills, we don't know how to apply. We don't have exactly this, even the job application ki jo skills hote hain, CV kis tarah banana, interview kis tarah dena, all of that is missing. So lack of appropriate job opportunities, and appropriate could mean anything. It could be socially appropriate, it could be appropriate for the family, for the individual, for the candidate. And so lack of that opportunity, which is considered appropriate, plus lack of qualifications, perhaps I don't have the skills, etc., right? And so now we're getting some responses in the chat as well. So people have said that ek to parental, obviously, if parents don't allow you, then you can't actually go outside the home, and so you can't work as such. Even inside the home, I mean, हो सकता है कि आपको इजाज़त ना मिले. काफ़ी औरतें जैसे जो मेरी हमारा सर्वे डिस्कस कर रही थी, उसमें काफ़ी बच्चियां थी जो कि ट्यूशन पढ़ाना चाहती थी. पर अगर पेरेंट्स की उस पर भी कंसेंट ना हो, तो that's something that you can't do. There's double burden. There's after marriage, there's going to be restrictions. So even if you're working now, if you get married, then you have to get approval from your in-laws and from your spouse, and that's something that you don't know if is going to happen. And then there's one very interesting comment that we'll come back to later. It says not set their aim what to do. So they don't know what they want to do, and so they're unclear about their motivations, right? And that's all very valid. And so this is exactly what we're finding in all of Punjab. So ये वाला जो हमने आपको survey दिखाया है, ये restrict नहीं हुआ सिर्फ to educated members. The next survey, if you may go to the next slide, this is from our own survey. So this is us conducting the survey with around 2,500 female students in public colleges in Lahore, and we asked them the exact same questions. That what do you think is the main constraint? Here you'll see slightly different responses in terms of importance, but the kind of responses are the same. So for both educated and uneducated, the kind of constraints they face are the same. So a large proportion, as someone rightly pointed out in the chat, says we don't have approval from spouse. And there's also people saying lack of support from parents, right? So that's a big component. People have also very rightly understood that as women, we might face discrimination in promotions, in hiring, and when it comes to arguing for higher work, for higher wages. So all of that is going to be demotivating, and I don't want to work in an environment which is so hostile to me. And then the double burden that someone pointed out. So double burden idhar aa raha hai jahan pe wo keh rahe hain work interferes with family responsibilities. There's a conflict between family and career plans. And so there's a pressure also to do well in both cases, right? So it's not as if you can say कि जी मैं काम कर रही हूँ इसलिए मैं घर पे इतना ध्यान नहीं दूंगी. That's not something that you have an option for, and vice versa. So you can't go to work and you can't say जी घर का बहुत काम था इसलिए मैं आज आपको 100% नहीं दे रही काम पे. So that pressure is going to be there, and that's something that many women struggle with, and all of this can mean this can demotivate women from wanting to work, applying for work, or when they are at work, not giving it their 100%, right? So they might, in a couple of years, perhaps not continue to work because of some of these constraints. Now, last, what we asked them is also about the social perceptions. So Mehreen will talk later about what we think is happening and what other things, other people also think about what the society thinks women can do. So here we asked women about what do you think people around them think about them working, generally women working. So हमने उनसे ये पूछा कि आप बताएं कि आपके घर वालों में से और आपके community में से कितनों का ख्याल है कि औरतों को काम नहीं करना चाहिए. And as you can see, there's a high proportion, right? So almost half of the sample said that the society doesn't think that we should work. and the family doesn't think I should work. और अगर आप इसको opposite तरीके से लें तो इसमें एक अच्छी चीज़ ये भी है कि आदों ने ये भी कहा कि हाँ उनको काम करना चाहिए, right? So there is both kinds. This was kind of surprising to me as well because जो हमें narrative दिया जाता है वो ये होता है कि औरतें काम करना चाह रही हैं, वो नहीं कर सकती because उनको society करने नहीं देती. But that's not necessarily true. So about half of the women who are in colleges do realize it's okay by both our family and our society if we do start to work. When you look at the next two questions, you'll see that there is more, there's more detail to go into. जिसमें ये कि हाँ काम तो ठीक है मगर जब आप मिक्स जेंडर की बात करेंगे तो और लोग हैं जो कहेंगे अच्छा काम कर लो but maybe mixed gender is not something that you should be working in. And again, work, but don't work too late. So you shouldn't be working after 5 because then you have to take care of the household, you can't travel after dark, and so many other reasons. Now, this is going to limit the kind of options women have to apply for jobs, right? So they won't be able to apply to any job because they have to have a job which is female friendly in both the kind of workers they have and the timings they're imposing. And I think now Mehreen is going to talk about some other work and then I'll come back to our survey again.
Great, thank you, Farah. So I think I just want to switch gears because so far what we've talked about are all the issues that women face. And not taking anything away from these issues, they do exist. And that is why we are getting these in surveys. But we have evidence that's building now from across the developing world, different countries or contexts say, and even in developed countries. So actually हम बात बहुत ज़्यादा developing country करते हैं labor force participation में, but कुछ domains ऐसी हैं जिनके अंदर even औरतें in developed countries don't work. So for example, आप सारे economics majors हैं और हमारे मुल्क में trend है कि ज़्यादातर ख़वातीन economics करती हैं, ऐसा throughout the world नहीं है. In fact, in the US, for example, एक normal public college के अंदर सिर्फ 9% जो है overall economics undergraduates होते हैं और उनमें से बहुत थोड़ा proportion, about 1/4 होता है ख़वातीन का. So it's actually very surprising कि पाकिस्तान में medicine ले लें या engineering ले लें, उसमें about half the students are actually women. So we're actually doing much better अगर आप enrollment as a proportion देखें. Overall as a proportion of the country, तो of course बहुत low rates हैं. But if you look at the pool of people who are doing these degrees, about half of them are actually women. And the biggest challenge is why they're not transitioning into the labor force. And all of the reasons that Farah just discussed might be true. However, there are also constraints in terms which may not be external to you, but may actually be internal to you. And that is something that we don't talk a lot about. We don't, and there's only one person who highlighted this, which is that maybe you're not setting aims and goals for yourself. And then that links to कि अगर आपने कोई aspirations ही नहीं set की, यानी कि आपने सोचा ही नहीं कि आप कहाँ पहुँचना चाहते हैं, तो फिर बहुत मुश्किल है कि आप वहाँ पहुँच सकेंगे. अगर if you're only going to focus on all the problems that you face and wait for others to solve them, then ये तो हमारी lifetime में तो ये solve नहीं होगा. So there is evidence, as I said, पाकिस्तान से नहीं, but दूसरे ममालिक से ये नजर आ रहा है कि if you work on the internal constraints that people have, or in women specifically have, that has actually improved labor force participation. So let me begin by just putting up there एक scale है जिसको कहते हैं generalized self-efficacy scale. This is a very old social psychology concept. This is not something new, but this is now being picked up by economists a lot because they understand that there may actually be factors that are internal to people which is stopping them from achieving success. And this doesn't just have to be in labor force participation, it can be in many domains. And it can specifically be, we didn't talk about the kinds of jobs women want to do. Pakistan mein entrepreneurship ka rate bhi bahut thoda hai. Hardly under 2% of women, Farah and I also work quite a bit on microfinance, hardly, I think it's under 2% of women actually run businesses in Pakistan, which is way, way lower than other developing countries. Again, Africa mein agar aap jaएं, तो 50 to 60% औरतें businesses run करती हैं. And the advantage there is that they can do that from home. But that requires a lot of drive and wanting to solve problems and setting goals. And this scale के अगर आप चीजें पढ़ें, I'll not go through each one of them, but it's literally about कि आपका अपने ऊपर कितना belief है. For example, can you always manage to solve difficult problems if you try hard enough? Yeah, if someone opposes you, can you find some way to get what you want? It is not to say कि आप उनकी respect ना करें norms को या उनको, but finding a way to strike a compromise, for example, doing a business from home. Then is it easy for you to stick to and accomplish your goals? Because what is important to remember is कि obstacles हमेशा आएंगे. I don't think I know anybody in their journey, whether for education or for work, जिनको कोई मुश्किलात ना पेश आई हों, the important thing is, can you learn from it? Can you persevere? And can you still continue to work hard? I think किसी ने suggestion दिया कि internet भी use कर सकते हैं. बिल्कुल, that is another. अब तो वैसे कोरोना की वजह से mostly लोग घर बैठे हैं, तो काम करना मुश्किल नहीं है. But even in normal circumstances, so I just wanted to put this out there कि social psychology में एक पूरा field है which is talking about कि लोग खुद क्या कर सकते हैं अपने लिए, बजाय कि सिर्फ relying on कि and thinking only about the external constraints, which you most often can't change. So you have to live with them. I'm sure आप में से जो ख़वातीन हैं attend कर रही हैं, even coming to college and doing an economics में BSc, you would have faced a lot of constraints as well. So the same applies to going into the job market. So एक example जो मैं देना चाहती हूँ वो ये है कि Madeline McElway did a study India में, और उन्होंने actually एक psychosocial intervention बनाई around this generalized self-efficacy scale जो मैं आपको अभी दिखाई थी. और उन्होंने ये जब ख़वातीन को दिखाई तो it actually showed that it raised short-term employment. And the key channel जो data में पता चलता है is that it gave women confidence to persuade their families. And this is a very, very poor context in India, so it's not बहुत different context नहीं है, वहाँ के cultural norms भी बिल्कुल similar ही हैं. But just by giving them a GSC intervention, it actually gave women the confidence to persuade their families to let them work. And why I'm highlighting this is that otherwise it's very hard to prove कि internal constraints exist करते हैं. It's much easier to prove कि safe जो है transport नहीं है या job opportunities नहीं है. But the fact कि इस intervention से employment बढ़ी is an indication that in fact there were some internal constraints that these women were facing and that they didn't have the confidence. And similarly, another short video promotion that they did with actually the women's families also increased short-term employment because it shows that families can also be persuaded just by showing to them what the advantages could be of women working. Another study by Bernstein, Gonzalez, and Yangizawa Trott in Saudi Arabia, actually. Again, I was very surprised when I saw this study. They actually conducted a survey जिसमें उन्होंने मर्दों से privately पूछा कि क्या वो support करेंगे औरतें घर से बाहर काम करें. And उन्होंने एक neighborhood के अंदर किया. And actually 87% of young married men, ये young लोगों के साथ था, said कि actually हाँ, it's fine if women work outside. But they substantially underestimate the support by other similar men. So this is going back to what Farah was also saying, that about 50% of women also perceive it's all right for other women to work. And we've consistently actually found that men have a more positive attitude towards women working or being outside the house. We've asked these questions in Pakistan in the context of business. But what is important is that sometimes we think that the society is going to be a lot more harsh than the society actually is. And what they found in their study कि जब उन्होंने ये सबसे पूछा बंदों से और जब उन्होंने ये actually बताया बंदों को कि असल में बाकियों का क्या attitude है, it actually increased married men's willingness to help their wives search for job. And 4 months later, their wives were more likely to have applied and interviewed for a job outside the home. So these social norms की जो perception है, ये भी incorrect हो सकती है. It's not necessary कि आपको सही पता हो कि actually क्या norms हैं. And it may be that even in your family, they're perceiving it as much worse than it actually is, and which is why they're very worried about you stepping outside. किसी ने भी point out किया कि that they wouldn't want you to talk alone to men when giving interviews. Understood that these are all real constraints, but we may be perceiving them much worse than they actually are because हमें लगता है कि सब बहुत ज़्यादा आपको penalize करेंगे या they will frown on you if you're doing this. And it may also be that if और औरतें आएंगी तो chances are कि आपको एक खाली मर्द को अकेले interview ना देना पड़े. So that is also an incentive that if more women work, they're in the workspace, they will also improve the environment. And similarly, they found in Saudi Arabia that औरतों को भी बताना कि actually कि कितनी support level है, actually led them to apply for jobs outside the household. So this is a concrete example of उधर से उन्होंने data इकट्ठा किया और उधर ही उन्होंने बताया, and that actually changed people's attitudes. I'm conscious of time, so I'm going to skip the next study, which is on role models, and I'll hand it back to Farah, who's actually going to talk about role models in the context of our study in Pakistan. I think we have to be very quick in maybe a minute or so.
Yes, we have last 10 minutes only, so please be quick. Thank you.
So as Marine was saying, this is our own study in this with the same sample that we did the survey with. And यहाँ पे हम actually role models का ही देखते हैं. अब role models क्यों important है? Because they give us, number one, they give us motivation. Number two, they give us an example to follow. So they tell us that this is possible, right? So whatever difficulties we face, perhaps it's something that everyone has. So what we do for this, maybe go to the next slide, is that with the same sample that we discussed earlier, we have around 2,500 women in public colleges in Lahore, जिनमें से 82% ने कहा है कि वो काम करना चाहते हैं. But आप इनका historical rate देखें तो 82% काम नहीं कर रही. अब इसमें से जरूर मेरीन जैसे कह रही है कि और बड़ी reasons होंगी जिस वजह से नहीं कर रहे. There might be transport restrictions, there might be social restrictions, all of that. But what is it that is coming from internal constraints? So for this, we use motivational nudges. These were in the forms of role models. And इसमें ज़रूरी ये था कि ऐसा role model ना हो कि बहुत फर्क हो. If you talk about a computer scientist working in the US, that's not a good role model because वो उसमें बहुत फर्क होगा between us and them, right? So they might be exceptional people. So here we said, okay, we'll look at role models from your own colleges. So आपकी sample colleges में आप जैसी ख्वातीन जिनको आप जैसे ही मसले आए होंगे और उन्होंने उसी तरह overcome किया जैसे आप you can imagine with your resources trying to overcome these constraints. So ये हमने 4 औरतों का इंटरव्यू उनको दिखाया जो कि बात यही करती हैं कि जी you have to persevere, you have to show hard work, things will be difficult before they become easier, and that once you do start working, it is possible for you to make your family happy at the same time that you're doing this. And in a lot of these cases, men and their family members, parents came in and they said, look, we're very proud of what our daughter is doing or what our wife is doing. So what we found was, again, 4 months later with these women, we did find that they had higher sense of control on their own lives. So this is another scale that is being used in social psychology. It's called locus of control. So इसमें ये है कि I am in control of my life. आप थोड़ा empowered feel करते because of that. So just by showing this 10-minute video, women started to feel more in control. They also started to work harder to look for jobs. These are still in college. These women are in college and they started to look for jobs 4 months later, right before their exams. Amongst those who were particularly influenced by the video, we also saw that self-efficacy go up, as Marine was discussing. And then if you go to the next slide, I won't discuss this much, but just to show kis qisam ke role models the. So we had Safia, who was a curator at Children's Library in Lahore. Ibtisam, who was a lecturer at Punjab University. Sana was a session court lawyer who had to come from very far away to finish her studies and now was doing very well. And Rabia was a police constable. So she talked about how difficult this was because my job is so much different from what the society perceives women should do. But just to show that basically from the same background as you, with the same resources as you, it is possible for you to have a good balance and have a job that you like, right? So I think I'll end at this point. And the next slide, we have some resources for you to look up. These are all online. These are job search portals. A Government of Punjab ka hai. Ek nationwide hai, rosie.com. I'm sure you've heard of this. There's a Lahore specific also portal that also provides other resources. For example, आपको CV बनाने में help करेंगे, आपके interviews में help करेंगे, mock interviews देंगे. That's a Job Talash. And then if you want civil service options, these are available on the Punjab and Federal Public Service Commission websites. I'll stop here and we'll take questions now.
जी अलीम, आप कुछ पूछना चाह रहे हैं?
Thank you very much. देखें, जो मैंने देखा है, मेरे करीब भी थे, काफी ग्रेजुएट हैं माशाल्लाह, लेकिन जो मेन प्रॉब्लम मुझे नजर आई है वो उनकी लैक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस. तो उन्हें मोटिवेशन कोई खास तरीके से नहीं दे सकते. ये क्या वजह?
I think one of the biggest problems is the lack of role models because for I to go through obviously our study quickly, but when we also asked them about कि उनके क्या role models हैं, mostly की role model उनकी mother है, जिसमें there's nothing wrong with it, but majority की mother काम नहीं करती. तो the thing is कि अगर आपके इर्द कोई काम नहीं करता तो आपको और जिस तरह से आपको raise किया जाता है उसमें कमी है कि आपके अंदर confidence कहाँ से आएगा, जिस तरह का हमारा educational system है या आपसे जो expectations रखी जाती हैं. So इसमें 2 चीजें important जाती है. एक तो ये है कि आप खुद अपने ऊपर work करें और दूसरा ये है कि कोशिश ये करें कि आप रोल मॉडल से एक्सपोज करें. जो मैंने अमेरिका वाली स्टडी नहीं दिखाई थी और जहां मैं बता रही थी कि लोग खवातीन इकोनॉमिक्स मेजर नहीं लेती, उन्होंने क्या किया कि उन्होंने अपनी सीनियर जो अलमनाई थी इकोनॉमिक्स मेजर्स उनको सिर्फ आके उनको कहा कि उनसे थोड़ी सी बातचीत कर लें, एंड जस्ट मेयरली दैट एक्चुअली इंक्रीज्ड कि फ्यूचर ईयर्स में कितनी खवातीन ने इकोनॉमिक्स एज अ मेजर लिया. सो वन वे कुड बी टू ट्राई टू एक्सपोज, अगर कोई एक दो भी एग्जांपल्स हैं ऑफ खवातीन जो कि काम कर रही हैं, उनसे बातचीत कराई जाए और उनको एज अ रोल मॉडल पेश किया जाए फॉर कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स. बट अल्टीमेटली अनफॉर्चुनेटली बिकॉज हमारा educational system is such, women have to work on it themselves. But having said that, the women that I've interacted with in the job market, जैसे enumerators हमारी होती हैं, हम जब surveys run करते हैं, they're one of the most talented. और मेरे internationally भी जब आके जो लोग आते हैं वो कहते हैं we are so impressed, क्योंकि वो इतनी hard working होती हैं, इतनी उनमें perseverance होती है. और अगर आप कॉलेजेस में देखें तो एक्चुअली पढ़ाई में औरतें बेहतर कर रही होती हैं. तो इसका मतलब है कि उनके अंदर एक्चुअली वो सलाहियत है, मौजूद है. इट इज जस्ट अ मैटर ऑफ अप्लाइंग एंड मैटर ऑफ सेटिंग गोल्स एंड वांटिंग इट इनफ, बिकॉज उन पे डबल बर्डन तो पड़ता है. ये अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड ट्रू है कि क्योंकि मर्द हेल्प नहीं करते घर में, और ना उनके ऊपर उन्होंने खाना भी उन्होंने बनाना है, सारा कुछ उन्होंने ही देखना है, और उन्होंने बाहर का काम भी करना है. तो उनको डबल मेहनत तो करनी पड़ती है, जिसके लिए अगर जब तक वो मोटिवेटेड नहीं होगी. सो इट्स नॉट जस्ट अबाउट कॉन्फिडेंस, व्हिच इज ट्रू, इज आल्सो एन इशू, बट इट्स आल्सो अबाउट वेदर दे वांट दिस इनफ और नॉट.
बहुत शुक्रिया. चूंकि हमारे पास सिर्फ आखिरी 3 मिनट हैं, तो मैं सिर्फ एक क्विक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहूँगा, उसके बाद हम इसको एंड करेंगे. कि जो डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज हैं वहाँ पे भी मोस्टली जो खवातीन हैं वो पिंक कॉलर जॉब्स करती हैं. तो क्या ये जो जेंडर इक्वालिटी है ये मिथ ही रहेगी या कभी रियलिटी बन सकती है? काइंडली इस पे बता दीजिएगा और फिर हम इसको एंड करेंगे.
I mean, as I've continuously been saying, absolutely true. And I think यहाँ पे इतना इशू ये नहीं है कि उनको मना किया जाता है. So थोड़ा सा slightly different issue है. और यहाँ पे ये इशू है कि उनको ये सेंस दी जाती है that they're not good enough. और ये इस वजह से ना वो इंजीनियरिंग साइंसेस नहीं करती, इकोनॉमिक्स नहीं करती, और या फिर बहुत ज्यादा पार्ट टाइम एडमिन जॉब्स करती हैं, और आपको उस तरह के करियर्स में नहीं नजर आती. So probably myth ही रहेगी, but I think there is some improvement, there is some move towards equality. There's a lot of talk about it, even in economics. As अगर आप professors देखें तो barely 10% to 20% खवातीन होती हैं, but इस चीज के बारे में बात की जा रही है. So I think that is the first step. And of course हमने वहां तक पहुंचने के लिए तो अभी हमारी बहुत देर है. अगर हम पिंक कॉलर जॉब्स में खवातीन को ले आए तो that would be a big achievement for Pakistan. I don't know if you want to add something.
बहुत शुक्रिया. जी जी.
The only thing I want to add is that it's obviously a slow process. जितनी औरतें काम करेंगी उतनी अगली जनरेशन के लिए आसान होगा. तो अभी जैसे मेरी इनके लिए अभी तो हम उस थ्रेशोल्ड पे हैं कि हम उस पे पहुंचे नहीं है कि अगली जनरेशन को उस चीज से encouragement मिले. So let's get to that point and then inshallah we will also.
बहुत शुक्रिया मैम, बहुत शुक्रिया. एंड नोट ये है कि अगर हम सिर्फ अपनी 25% खवातीन को काम में ले आए तो हम अपना जीडीपी जो है वो 2001 से लेके अभी तक अमेरिका ने हमें जितनी एड दी है उतना जीडीपी का साइज जो है वो बढ़ा सकते हैं. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा इशू है पाकिस्तान के लिए, स्पेशली जिसका जीडीपी बहुत लो है और आबादी जो है बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ती जा रही है. तो मैं आप दोनों मेहमानों का बहुत ज़्यादा शुक्रिया अदा करूँगा कि आपने हमें टाइम दिया, और मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आप मुस्तकबिल में भी हमें टाइम देंगे, क्योंकि हमें बहुत ज़्यादा मज़ा आया आपके लेक्चर का, बहुत ज़्यादा एंजॉय किया. और थैंक यू वेरी मच. और तमाम स्टूडेंट्स का और कोलीग्स का भी शुक्रिया जिन्होंने इस वेबिनार को पार्टिसिपेट करके तो हमें कामयाब बनाने में मदद की है. थैंक यू वेरी मच मैम. थैंक यू. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.
Everyone जिन्होंने कमेंट्स दिए, हम सबको रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर सके, but very valid points. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.